I think so. Like as a brand, we're all somewhat guilty of making sure that we've got a good product. Our product's awesome. We've got 10 benefits. Let's talk about 10 benefits. But then we fail to realize that as you design ads, as you design experiences, you're designing for your end consumer. You need to know whether in that short 15 seconds, are you going to be able to communicate all 10 features? Are the 10 benefits going to stick? So I think that's something that we need to be mindful for. Often being single-minded and creating an experience around one idea is probably better than squeezing too many information into the same time period. The number one rule for me is you got to put yourself in the shoes of your consumer, right? You got to be creating intuitive experiences by leveraging native behaviors. I think that's the number one rule. The number two rule is foundation. Every medium across the history of advertising and communication has its own creative principles. And we need to understand the principles so that we are building for the most optimal experience for our consumer. So going vertical, like I say, is important for stories creativity. You got to think about how your brand shows up to make sure that your brand shows up early. Motion is really important to make it thumb-stopping. Sound enhances the experience. We know sound and music play an important part to drive emotion, but also create a sensorial experience. So don't forget about the sound. And it doesn't have to be an epic, what would you call it? A Hans Zimmer kind of soundtrack. Think about sound as complementary. It needs to be additive. It needs to help you tell that story. And then think about how you then want to pair some text to actually give a shout out, to draw attention to some focal point. And then the good old call to action at the end of it, beyond entertaining and inspiring and informative, you need to actually help people understand what is the next step to take, inspire them to actually take action. So I think those foundations are really important when it comes to creating for stories. And this is before you lay up on the stories first approach to how you think about storytelling.